right, so we are most fortunate to have both of you here. So today we've got Ms. Nicole here, who is with our Headstart program, and we've got Ms. Gina, who's also a member of our church, and she is actually going to be talking to us today about the Brendan's Backpack. And I'm excited to speak with you guys again. I got the pleasure of speaking with you the first thing. These two beautiful women are actually doing faith in action every day with what they bring to us. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Ms. Nicole. Can you tell us a little bit about the Headstart program? Actually, you've been with Headstart for how long?
Yes, I've been with JFCAC Headstart for 14 years in a variety of things. This is a little factory upgrade.
We might need to get a different one. Hold on just a second. We've had a great day of technical difficulties, so say some prayers that we get through it today. Miss Paula is helping us out real quick. So while she's coming up here, I'm going to have you kind of tell us about yourself, what your current role is with Head Start, and kind of go from there. So thanks, Paula. And if it doesn't work, then you get some handheld.
Okay. Is that better?
There we go.
Okay.
There you are.
So I am currently the Associate Director of Outreach and Operations with Head Start. And our program is a part of a bigger agency. So our agency is Jefferson Franklin Community Action Corporation. So we have other programs as well that serve our clients. So we have our WIC program, our housing weatherization, and our community services programs as well. And within community services, there's a variety of programs that assist families with energy assistance, providing healthy homes. So, as well as we have our weatherization program. So Head Start, we serve prenatal moms up to children age 5 before they make that transition to kindergarten. And we are really working with families in the community that have the greatest amount of need. So these families are experiencing poverty. These families are experiencing some homelessness. Some of them are grandparents raising their grandchildren. We've certainly seen a big increase there. And those are really, and children in foster care. So I'm a foster parent. I've been doing that for about 9 years with my husband, and we have one adopted daughter, and then we currently are fostering a little guy. But really, just making sure that the community knows we're here for them, we're here to support them. Our services are comprehensive, so I think most of you probably know we are very grateful for our partnership here with your church. We do have our Head Start and our early Head Start services downstairs, but this is one location out of 15. So we do serve a total of 487 children in the community between both Jefferson and Franklin County. And we are, we are so grateful. We've been kind of started this partnership since 2018. And we have had some challenges with our staffing. So that is one thing I did want to comment on. So if anybody knows anybody that is looking for work, is interested in either teaching, cooking, or even a substitute, if you have limited availability of time, that you're looking to fill, we certainly would love to have you aboard, and I can share that information with you all after service if anybody would like to talk about it. I think I covered that for you.
You covered. You're taking all my questions away, lady. So that's okay. I love it. You told us that you're located in several different areas throughout, which is awesome. It's not just the one spot where we have the preschool downstairs. So you said a little bit about some of the families. What families qualify for Head Start that you guys serve? What kind of?
So right now, anybody. So it's a income-based program. But if you are like a foster family and foster children, we can look at kinship placements as well. So if you're a grandparent raising your grandkids, our demographics are, we have a wide range. We have single parent households. We have grandparents. We also, kinship, some of these people are just a friend of somebody who's had a child dropped off to them to care for. Because, we, in our community, we're seeing a lot of continued opioid epidemic, issues there, especially out of COVID, that's even greater. And a lot of times people have a child dropped on their porch, hey, I need you to watch so-and-so. well then, for whatever reason, mom or dad may not come back for months at a time. So they're left with this child, and they may not have the means to raise that child. So they can, they work with the Department of Social Services as well as us to really look at what resources are available and how they can meet the needs of that child and family.
So how many of you guys thought that it was just a preschool downstairs? Be honest with me. Did a lot of you, right? So to me, from what I've learned today, thank you for awakening us this. It's not just preschool. You guys do so many other services other than managing and taking care of the littles downstairs. So we're thinking this month about what it's like to walk a mile in someone else's shoes. So what does that mile look like for Head Start families? What are some common challenges that they face?
Yes. So one thing we do in our agency is we complete a community needs assessment. So we look at, what are the biggest needs and how do we work towards serving that population and really focus in. One of the biggest needs right now is transportation. And second to that is mental health services and access to those services. Because although those things are available, there's often a wait list, and it takes time to get in to be seen. And then the family may think, well, I can get in, but how am I going to get to my appointment? So it's that transportation as well. So that's one thing that our agency has recognized, and we have a program that can provide transportation services. It is called EasyMo, and it is run by volunteers. So our volunteers, that we still are looking for more volunteers, but those who do sign up to provide this service are taking families to appointments that they need, whether it's healthcare, whether it's access to sign up and do intake for other community resources that they might need, food pantries, grocery stores, a variety of needs are being met. But our volunteers do get reimbursed mileage, which for people who are maybe retired or looking to kind of keep that income limited, that's been a great, option for them as well. So I did want to share that. And we're seeing a lot of success stories come out of this. Families who, couldn't access things or finding jobs or kind of getting their feet wet to be able to become more self-sufficient while, having access to those resources.
So from the sounds of it, we've got the preschool downstairs, you've got people helping with social work, you're talking about students that are experiencing homelessness and parents that are experiencing homelessness, you're talking about grandparents that they're being dropped off that need support.
Yes.
You guys are all around encompassing, trying to help people to get on their feet, it sounds like. So it's...
And we, one of the things with Head Start, so it's comprehensive. So we have among our staff, we have about 10 of us who oversee certain areas for the whole program. So we have a person who oversees health, a person who oversees wellness, a person who oversees family engagement, really helping that family to see, what is your goal? Like, let's be a part of this process together. It's a partnership. So it's not us saying, here's what's best for you, but it's helping them to bring up what their needs are, so we can hear from the family member and empower them as well.
And that's awesome. Today's scripture also calls us to be doers, not of the word of God and not just hearers. So what are some ways that we here at New Hope can live out our faith that would show Head Start families and Head Start staff? Because, we love you guys for what you do as well. What are some ways that we can show them the love of God as a church?
I think as a church, you've already been doing an incredible job with that. Allowing us to have this space to serve the community is huge, because there's often things we have to do to get that space ready. We have to work with licensing and sanitation and the health department, as well as our federal guidelines. So the fact that you all have been so willing to share your space with us has been a godsend itself. I think that is big. I also know that this summer, the resource you all have provided to our families, I know Gina's going to talk about the Brennan's Backpack Program, but with that being a 9-month program, your church was really able to support the food going home to our families, over the weekend. And that's been a huge help. That's been a huge service to them. We really appreciate that. And I know that I've been working with the volunteer group to talk with Gina and her team about ways they can really get in the classroom and kind of have those hands-on experiences with children to support the teachers in the classroom. And I think all of those things, as well as just looking at, general basic needs. So if families don't have transportation to get to the food pantry, but they may have to find a way here to get to school, simple things like drives to meet, like shampoo and deodorant and those general hygiene items. Those things are things that are hard for them to access sometimes. Food drives around certain times of the year when food's a little scarce. That's also helpful. So there's just a couple of ideas, but we just want to say thank you on behalf of our program for everything you all do, because we really, really appreciate everybody.
And I don't know if you guys, some of you might be newer with our church, but downstairs we used to have a preschool for years, and unfortunately the preschool could no longer be. But we prayed about it, and God brought Headstart to us and said, "Hey, we need a place," and we said, "Hey, we got a place." So it was a God thing for us that we feel that we were able to offer that for you guys and work with our mission of love for the people that need it, and I think that's awesome. Okay, so Miss Gina over here, she also is somewhat affiliated because you guys work in connection somewhat together with the Brendan's Backpack as well, so you guys are kind of aware of each other. But I'm going to have you kind of explain, number one, introduce yourself. Tell us what your role is with the Brendan Fridays Backpacks.
Well, my name is Gina Money, and I am a member here at New Hope. I also volunteer with Brendan's Friday Backpacks sometimes. I help them pack the bags whenever they need extra help. They'll call me. I really enjoy doing the work and being in that environment. And the first time I walked in, I was absolutely amazed at the volume of food that goes out, however many people are involved in making this happen. And I don't see everyone. There's people who drive the bags to the various schools. There's the packers, the people who are checking expiration dates, the people who are dealing with the bags themselves every week, and then just unloading the food, unpackaging the food, and getting it prepped for the packing. It's amazing, and I just really enjoy being there.
Right, and the impact that you make, because I don't know if you guys know the concept of the reason the Brendan Backpack is happening, but during the regular school year, children in Headstart, among others, receive a weekend food pack from Brendan's Friday Backpacks. But you serve many more children in the area. Can you tell us a little bit about how many children are served and where they're located?
Brendan's Friday Backpacks, the program started about 13 years ago when there was a young man named Brendan, who was a Boy Scout. And he found out that there were children in his local school here in the county that probably weren't getting enough food to eat on weekends. So he went with it. He did his Eagle Scout project based on this need, which I find to be really cool. And it went from 4 students at one school, and it has grown to what it is today. There's over 1,700 students in 60 different schools throughout Jefferson County, and which I find, and he's still there. Brendan is there every Tuesday. He's in charge of getting everything out into those 60 schools. And they're located, their headquarters where they pack is located down 141 where the old Comtree building used to be. It's called something Compass Health now, out that way behind that Matrix Dental office. That's where they do the packing. It is a very small area, so they don't really want people coming in to help per se. What the general public, what you and I can do is to donate.
So earlier we talked about how the process is that you guys have 4 hours, and how many families was that you said?
1,700 students, and they do all of that packing every Tuesday, and it takes 4.5 hours.
4.5 hours.
They move fast.
You would have to, I would think.
It is fast.
So my question is, what kinds and how much food is provided in a typical Friday food pack?
Each bag will have 2 breakfast items, such as a cereal bar, a Pop-Tart, oatmeal packet. There'll be 3 entree items, such as chicken noodle soup, tomato soup, canned pasta, Vienna sausages. And then there'll be 1 fruit, could be a fruit cup, an applesauce, fruit snacks, anything with vitamin C. And then 2 or 3 snacks, which could be pretzels, individual bags of chips or cookies, peanut butter crackers, cheese crackers, goldfish crackers, things like that.
And like Nicole was saying, the clientele, I don't know what other word to use, is families that are in hardship, families that are possibly homeless, experiencing homelessness. So when they're here or at church or at school, they have a meal that they get, free meals. They'll have breakfast and lunch sometimes, but then you think about the times that they go home over the weekend. What do you do in that situation? And that's where Brendan's backpacks come in to help fulfill that need for when they're not here or they can't get food. But here's a question. All that food, where does the food come from?
Every person that works here is volunteer. Every item of food that comes in is donated. And let me tell you how you and I can help and how we can go about donating. There's a lot of options, really. I think a lot of it comes in from the food drives that are just done within the community. So if you have access to a business, if you work in a business here in the area, encourage your place of business to have a food drive. This church is a drop-off point for Brendan's Friday Backpacks. They come by here and pick up here at church. So you as a church member can just bring things on Sunday mornings and drop them off here. If you're doing a food drive at your business, when it's all done, you can drop them off here, or you can call Brendan's Backpacks and they'll come by and pick it up from your business. Also, if you have a relationship with a youth organization or a club, such as Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, Cub Scouts, church youth group, encourage those groups to have a food drive for them. If you have a child or grandchild who goes to an area school in the county, sometime through the school year, I guarantee you they're going to have a food drive for Brendan's Friday Backpacks. If they don't, encourage them to do so. And if they do, send that with your child or grandchild, donate to them. It's really important. And also, they've got a Facebook page. And you can keep up, if you keep tabs on their Facebook page, you'll see updated events that they're having for fundraisers such as trivia nights and bingo nights. And they might have their own free drives out in front of Walmart or Schnucks, and you'll have those dates and times where you can go participate. Let me tell you about peanut butter.
You were going to bring that one up.
I didn't understand how important the peanut butter was until I started volunteering there. I always heard things like Brendan's Backpacks in dire need of peanut butter. Well, what that is every school break, either fall break, spring break, Christmas, or summer, they will take the bag of food that they packed for each student and they'll put in 1 jar of peanut butter for each of those breaks. And that helps those kiddos who are used to getting their free lunches at school. They're not at school that week. It's a bit of a hardship for some of those families. And so that jar of peanut butter helps go along a farther way through the week for that family. It's a big deal to some of them. So if you hear about that, Brendan's Backpacks, they're needing peanut butter, please give them a few jars of peanut butter. If you can, drop them off here at the church. Because every time that they do this, those 4 times a year or more, they need at least 1,700 jars of peanut butter.
That is a lot of peanut butter, but a jar of peanut butter can last a long time.
It can.
So, something else that I thought was kind of cool is what you explained earlier, is if you don't want to necessarily grab food and donate, you can go onto Amazon.
You can. If you go to their website, it will, at the very top, it'll say donate. Click that donate. It'll take you to their donation page. This is brendansfridaybackpacks.org, or you can just search it. And it will take you to their donation page. At the very top, you can make a monetary donation online, and that is great. But what I really like is that if you scroll down just a little bit, you'll see their needs, and then there's a little click. It says Amazon list. It takes you straight to Amazon, to their needs, which is just like a bridal registry. Click, pay for it, and whatever you decided to donate to them gets delivered directly to them. All you have to do is sit at home and open your laptop. It couldn't be any easier. It's awesome.
I love, who likes easy? I do as well. I think that is great. So I'm just going to reiterate here, in case you guys didn't know what she explained, is we are a drop-off location for them. And then when businesses or organizations hold food drives, they're able to drop it off here as well. So if you've got a Girl Scout, Boy Scout, or anything like that, they can actually drop it off here, and a volunteer like Gina would be able to forward that on. And like she said, food drives are one way people can get involved. Many opportunities seems like that they can do it, and there's lots of options, absolutely. One thing that I thought was cool, I'm going to come back to you, Nicole, is can you kind of give me the idea? It's not Uber. What would it be?
Yes, it's called EasyMo. So your mic fell off. Oh,
We love microphones in this place.
we love technology, right?
There you go.
All right. Well, a lot of you are probably familiar with Uber. So our agency, Jefferson Franklin Community Action Corporation, which we just call JFCAC, we have our EasyMo transportation program. So they are looking for volunteers because it's basically like an Uber service. The clients who receive this service do not pay anything. The volunteer drivers do receive mileage reimbursement, and that is not something you have to claim on your taxes. But so then these clients are, being taken to doctor's appointments, to grocery shop, to go, to the food pantry, whatever appointments they might need to meet their services and get those resources met. You all, if you want to volunteer for that, that's certainly available. And I can share information how to get to our page to do so.
So we're not DoorDash and McDonald's. We're going to be taking our peeps to where they need to be, and I think that's a great opportunity. People can volunteer for that. So, well, yes, yeah.
One more thing. Brendan's backpacks, it goes from the school year, from August to May, and they shut down for the summer because schools are out. But we have a school here. Our Head Start is year-round. And because of the hard work and effort and generosity of several people, such as Gary Hensley, and Debbie Stofenfield, Pastor Michelle, the Arnold Rotary, and Patrick at the Arnold Food Pantry, we are able to continue that through the summer for the kiddos downstairs, which I think that the families really appreciate.
I'm sure, because like we said, it's one of those things when you don't have the options, then that helps them out. So bring your peanut butter in. Ladies, thank you so very much for the service that you do, for being the hands and the feet of God. Guys, can we give them a round of applause? Thank you so much. Thank you for your time and spending with us, and let's continue.